Well, I've been warned for a long time that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So calm down, relax, and not relax, but onward, soldier, move on. And let's go Monday and get back to work. We're still a work in progress, as you've seen. I did not anticipate that today. I thought our guys worked really hard. I believe deeply in this team, and so we worked our tails off. We line up and go again.
Urban Meyer wrestling with the differences between college football and the NFL. And I think one of the things he did to rewire his own mind and approach, at the college level, you lose a game or two early, you can forget about the national championship. The NFL level, you can still lose 6, 7, 8 games and get to the playoffs, and then you're alive for the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl. But you still have to win games. You can't, and he corrected himself when he said, just relax. Oh, no, we can't relax. No, you can't relax. The train is constantly coming. Just like for the Ravens. They lose, they got to get ready for the Chiefs. The Raiders, they win, they got to get ready for the Steelers. There's always another train that is rolling towards you, and even though you don't have to win every game, you got to show up and bust your ass in every game. You got to have a detailed plan in every game. You have to be more like Belichick than Spurrier to win games in the NFL. And I think one of the things that Urban Meyer is trying to do is deliberately not be obsessed with winning every game.
Yeah.
Realizing that I don't need to.
Right.
But you're not going to win any if you don't approach everyone. That's the flaw in the mindset. Even though you're going to lose your share of games, you still have to be as obsessive as a college coach about each and every one in order to win enough.
I know. Well, you know what? I don't doubt that about him. I don't. I honestly think, Mike, and I mean, again, maybe I'm crazy, and you certainly can tell me how stupid I am here. I honestly think he's one of those guys that, like, needs to tell himself to relax every now and then. I think it'll be a good thing, where he won't, let's be over judgmental of coaches, over judgmental of front office and guys who were scouts or who helped build the team, over judgmental on the players on the roster altogether. So it is, yeah. I mean, he's been the college man forever. His team's always the most talented team on the field, at least until they play Alabama or Clemson. But he's a dictator. In college football, you can be a dictator. You can tell everybody what to do, all of them. You're going to sleep in that building. We're going to eat at this time. You're going to be here to train. You're going to go eat lunch. You're going to come back here. You're going to go back to school. You're going to come back again. And then you're going to go eat dinner. And then you're going to go back to that building and go to sleep. That's college coaching. NFL's a little bit more of a democracy. You got guys all different ages. They're getting paid a lot of money. A lot of them are getting paid more than the coaches. So you got to be able to give and take a little bit. And then added to that, all the things you just said to realize, this is the NFL. You're going to lose a handful of games. You got to be realistic. You got to be realistic, and especially realistic when you take over the Jacksonville football team. You're new, a bunch of new coaches, new players. Yeah, they got some talent and some positions, but it's young. It's going to take a while to get cohesive and really be a complete football team. So hopefully he can learn that. I think of I still want to say I think Urban Meyer is going to be more Jimmy Johnson than Steve Spurrier. And I would think Jimmy Johnson probably had some moments. We didn't have as much access to guys, but I would think early days in Dallas, he was probably yelling and cussing and going, what the hell did I do? I left Miami. We would have won 4 more national championships, and I came to this crap. I'm sure he had that moment too. So we'll see where it goes, but it's certainly interesting. No, there's no doubt.
Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. Johnson went 1-15 in 1989 with the Cowboys, but he went in there, and this comes through in Boys Will Be Boys, the Jeff Pearlman book from 10 or 15 years ago. He went in there knowing full well that this team stinks, and I need to go out and find, first of all, I got to separate the stink from the not stink currently on the roster, and I got to go out and bring in guys that are going to be good. So he had a vision for what he needed to do, and he knew he wasn't going to just walk through the door, wave a magic wand, give a rah-rah speech, hold people accountable, and expect them to become something more than what they already were. This is a bad team.
Right.
You can't just show up and say, I'm a good coach, I'm going to turn a bad team into a good team. So there has to be a patience to it. That's the key. And the patience goes both ways. You can't have Urban Meyer say, I'm too old for this crap after 1 year or during 1 year like Bobby Petrino did. That's the name we need to be throwing out there along with Jimmy Johnson and Steve Spurrier, because now with the USC job open, there is this sudden speculation after one game that Urban Meyer would split for Los Angeles during the first season of his NFL coaching career. It's ludicrous, but Bobby Petrino did it. Nick Saban was gone after 2 years. He was miserable after his first year with the Miami Dolphins. He can blame it on not getting Drew Brees all he wants. Baloney. He still got Dante Culpepper. That was their handpicked guy. That was his handpicked guy. It's all revisionist history now. Saban was miserable because he preferred the college experience. He preferred the control he had. His wife liked it there better.
Right.
He was miserable, and he got out after 2 years. If Meyer is miserable, how long is he going to stay? I don't know. But it bears watching, because here's the one wrinkle that I don't think he banked on, Chris. The loss on Sunday to the Texans extended the Jaguars' losing streak to 16. They're only 4 losses away from becoming only the 3rd team in the entire history of the NFL to have 20 or more consecutive losses. His name goes on that trophy. He's got to be beside himself once he realized how close he is to making a very bad kind of NFL history. Even though the first 15 aren't on him, he took that job with 15 losses in a row on the board.
Yeah, well, hopefully he can compartmentalize that, right? Compartmentalize, I think I said that right.
Well done,
yeah, thank you. But yeah, hopefully he can, and don't get caught up in, your name might be associated with that, but yeah, you didn't lose the other 15 games. That was another team. This is a new era. And you're starting from scratch, blank canvas. So go from there. And hopefully he can realize that. But, yeah, it's going to be an adjustment. There's no doubt. Yeah, when you're the head coach of Alabama or Ohio State, like we said, you're the king. Your wife is the queen. Everybody, it's kiss the ring. Oh, hey, yes, sir. Yes, master. Yes, sir. Yeah, we'll do this. Yes, sir. I mean, it's everything. Everything's at your disposal. In the NFL, it's just not like that. It's business. It's business, day in, day out. Nobody's there to kiss your ring or do anything like that. And, I hope Urban Meyer is not thinking about USC. Listen, if I was USC and Urban Meyer was actually thinking about going to USC, I would go, we don't want him. Because what, he's going to ditch them already now? He's ditched who, and then ditched who before that? Before you thought the time was done? So, wait, hire him at USC. And then 2 years from now, he's going to go, it's too much. I am too stressed out, building a Pac-10 power again. So I would be scared to death if I was USC anyways. I hope Urban Meyer can hang in there. I want to see it. I think he's a hell of a football coach. I really do. And I think it's going to be positive in the long run, but he's got to hang in there and take his lumps right now.
It requires a rewiring of your approach, though, that, hey, he's not much older than me. I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to completely rewire the way that everything I do is done. Just for what? What do you get out of it? What satisfaction do you get out of it when you completely turn yourself upside down? And the other side of it, too, this isn't only Urban Meyer's call. The Jaguars organization, ownership, could look at this if it goes off the rails and just say, you know what? We rolled the dice and we got snake eyes. It's time to move on. And that's another thing to keep in mind if this hole keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper for the Jaguars, if they get to 20 losses and more. I looked at the schedule, Chris. They're not going to be favored to win until Week 12 against the Falcons. And by then, they will be tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers of 1976, 1977, with 26 straight losses.
Yeah.
They'll be trying to avoid pulling into number 2 all time with a loss to the Atlanta Falcons in Week 12, if that's where it goes. Look at that. Show me the win between now and Week 12.
I know.
Where's the win?
No, they're not better than any team on there right now. You're right. I mean, I don't know. The Bengals certainly don't look like they're going to be a pushover. So I'm with you. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's a lot of new pieces there. There is some young talent. I had somebody yesterday too, hey, go back and watch Trevor Lawrence, watch his throws. I did that last night before the game started. Trevor was good, but man, did Trevor Lawrence miss a lot of throws in the game too. That was the one thing that the person kind of wanted me to watch. He just goes, hey, Man, did you watch Trevor Lawrence yet? I went, it looked okay. I wasn't watching the worst game on Sunday real closely, which was the Texans-Jags. I didn't really care that much about it. But, they're a work in progress. And you got a rookie quarterback where, again, this is why I like Zach Wilson more than Trevor Lawrence coming out in the draft. And I made comments that Mac Jones and Zach Wilson were more pro-ready than Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was in a real college-y offense. It was easy to play quarterback in that offense. And I don't want to mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It's just they were talented. It was, fake this, look at this guy going there and that guy going there. One of them will be open and you'll throw a touchdown. And it's just not going to be that way. And he's hitting a learning curve, and his mind's probably going a little crazy, and that's affecting his physical ability too. So Urban's going to have to realize his team in some weeks might compete and be good enough. But then he's got a rookie quarterback who's also going to have to take his lumps here and make some mistakes and miss some throws. And, we saw that a little bit on Sunday as well. So it's a tough uphill climb. There's no question. I just hope he hangs in there. I really do.
And what have we heard? No offensive identity for the Jaguars. They get beaten soundly by the team that we all had given the title of most dysfunctional in the league by far. And it's going to take some time. And the pro coaches on there, like the Darrell Bevels and the Brian Schottenheimers, need to be able to work with Trevor Lawrence without Urban Meyer interfering, without him undermining, without him interjecting in a way that makes it harder, not easier, to get the most out of Trevor
Lawrence.
Thing,
those guys did a good job, too, with the offensive game plan. I just want to give them, because I'm sometimes critical of those two and their pass game. And like I said, this person, I don't want to call them out, who told me to go watch the Trevor Lawrence throws, I was actually a little bit like, wow, there's some good play designs. It was a little more creative than I saw Schottenheimer or Darrell Bevell ever be. So that is a positive, but you're right. That's going to be a big thing, is those coaches who have been around the NFL, can they just get in his ear, Urban Meyer, and be like, hey, don't worry, this is life in the NFL. Don't panic yet. Don't hit the eject button. This is pretty standard protocol for the position you're in here with a Jaguars rebuild, and hopefully they can get through to Urban that way.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.